All right. So today I want to talk about sexual trauma. The only reason why I'm bringing this up is because I did three readings today, and all three were focused on that. And so I wanted to talk about how to survive and also how to have a healthy chakra. And I'm talking about the sacral and the root. Preferably, I'm talking about that, you know. Um, and I think it's something that a lot of us need to talk about, and we don't. And really and truly how it affects your well-being, and it affects how you deal with people, male and females. And so I wanted to touch bases on it. I'm not going to try to be long about it, but we need to we need to talk about stuff like that so that you can move on, so that you can have healthy relationships, so that you can attract the right kind of person, so that you can have a life that you so desire. Um, we have trauma causing factors that it makes it difficult to connect on an emotional level. And even if you understand how powerlessness or the stigmatism applies to your own copying methods and behaviors, how can you take that information and change your life for the better, right? Understanding certain specifics of a survivor, it's really important because it kind of gives you a clear window of your shadow work that you need to be doing. Looking at each in turn gives you an up close perspective and a better understanding that you struggle with. Sometimes you struggle with these things daily, and it's hurt a miss. And I don't care about y'all talking about it. I don't care. So I just want to talk about number one, negative messages about your personal and introspectional work. We internalize everything, and so this is something that you internalize too. Being molested and dealing with it. Um, my own personal story and journey. I had my first child at 15 years old, and I was sexually molested and raped. And my child was taken away from me and given away, and I couldn't do anything about it. I can still hear her cry today. Um, as you grow older, as I grew older, being a victim of abuse, I carried those negative assessments of myself, and also of what others thought about me or what I thought they thought about me into my adulthood, because I never really processed it. I never really dealt with it, and my family didn't deal with it or even talk. We didn't talk about it. We just moved on, and that's the worst thing to do because it's so dismissive. And yeah, I got notes. It also creates an overwhelming emotional reaction. Um, it's an intense emotion, and you wonder why, like, you really anything triggered it. A man touching you the wrong way, they take on many forms, these triggers, when it comes to this. The triggers take root during the childhood years and make it hard day to day and living in a whirlwind of intense emotions. That's why I say do your shadow work. Shadow work is important. This is why it's important. You got to deal with every aspect of yourself. And there's no way to really avoid the triggers, because all this adult virus, the simpler way is to bear the pain, and you get into relationships, and if he is abusive, you love him even more. If he's healthy, you don't know how to recognize that. You don't know how to understand this, so you accept the bad, but it's hard to accept the good. And it's really because someone took something from you at such a young age. And if you're not careful, if you come from a family that wants to keep everything a secret, they just don't talk about it. Um, and then you wonder why remembering abuse through bodily sensations. Many adult survivors report intense and unwanted psychological sensations that appear when situations that evoke their past abuse. We don't have the verbal and the mental skills to describe the experience, and oftentimes when we do, it might not be believed. You know, so it's easier to feel powerlessness, vulnerability, shame, guilt, and it manifests in physical sensations. Some of y'all can't even take nobody touching your arm, touching your breast, touching you down there, because it's a body memory. I want you to deal with that, sis. So you could be healthy and you can move on and you can have a better life. We still talking about them two chakras. I'm still talking about the sacral chakra. I'm still talking about the root chakra. Um, the young body recorded that emotional experience. So the reason why you don't like nobody touching you could be, I don't like the hug. I don't like to do that because it stimulates that effect. But you got to deal with it. You have to deal with it. Um, Sometimes reliving that experience is just as painful as it happening, but it's necessary so that you can deal with your shadow work of what you need to do so that you can go on. Um, Talk about it. Every way that people deal with it is unique, because you have to deal with it the best way you know how. Get some counseling, get some help, but man hating and even hating yourself, it affects your magic. It affects who you are as a person. Again, I bring this up because the calls that I had today, except one, all of it was about being molested and how to move on and dealing with that shadow work and stuff like that. Um, I just want us to heal. I don't know exactly what that means because we all going through it, but I know I used to couldn't even talk about my experience without crying. But I had to really get my mind together because normally children who are abused, they lack the mental tools necessary to label properly and express their experience. That's why some of y'all, it's hard. Your throat chakra is clogged up. You can't even talk because it's just a disconnecting. Your heart chakra, you don't even really just be fucking with nobody like that because your heart chakra really fucked up. And so it's a natural reaction. So we gonna have to push through that. We're gonna have to work on it together. You know, engaging in avoidant coping styles, like adults who have survived sexual abuse as children fall into patterns of avoidant behavior. Some of them become narcissistic. Some of them become very promiscuous. Some of them become hermits. All of these things are affected by that. But you can do work. You could do work on yourself to heal so that you could be better, so that you can have a full life. I don't know if I'm saying this right. I don't know if people really understanding it. But them 3 calls I got today, it really moved me. Because one of them was a man. So just let's keep working on it. Let's keep working on us. And I know this is a hard topic to talk about, but we got to get through it. You know, like we got to get through it. And I think that being able to consciously and unconsciously think and feel and behave under the influence of that abuse and letting it go because your childhood is robbed, your innocence is robbed, that's okay. We can move forward. We can get past that. We can do better. Just how committed are you to it? That's why it's important before y'all start doing work for other people. Let's do work on ourselves first. And there you can YouTube it, and they got plenty of, if y'all listen to binaural beats and stuff like that, if y'all haven't had counseling, get into some life coaching, get into some counseling. I offer it. I offer that. Kids outside playing. So just to give I'm gonna help you out with some crystals and stuff, right? So like humans, crystals radiate a vibration frequency, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. crystal energy interacts with our own energy by absorbing, diffusing, even shifting it. So if you're experiencing trauma, consider welcoming, crystal therapy into this. I'm not saying it's going to heal you, but I'm saying it is going to help you out a great deal. You know what I'm saying? And we all need help up in this motherfucker. We all do. So everyone experiences trauma differently. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had their own unique road to recovery, and whether you're just now embarking into the healing journey, are you looking to shake up your recovery process? Are you experiencing trauma triggers? Which is kind of especially understandable during this time if you're doing the shadow work for it. You deserve to feel peace. I strongly believe that professional help and guidance is crucial, but there are a ton of alternative routes that you can take to supplement your treatment. And crystals are accessible. They have options for everybody. Even if you are spiritually new or you are like a spiritual conscious connoisseur, like humans, crystals, they radiate a vibrational frequency. So here are some crystals that'll hopefully help you through this process. Black tourmaline, it's often referred to as the body stone. And black tourmaline is one of those most powerful energy purifying crystals because it protects and it absorbs negative energy of others and the environment. So it's excellent for reducing like anxiety, low self-worth, and it soothes the trauma. Black tourmaline is also it helps you overcome self-harm tendencies. There are some people that are cutters and stuff like that. This really helps. So substance abuse and suicidal ideas. The lapis lazuli. This crystal is known for its royal blue color, and it helps you to unlock the inner wisdom. It can help you take control of your life, which is often a struggle for trauma survivors and you doing your shadow work. This is great. The lapis, it unearths suppressed emotions and it makes room for more personal growth because that's what you need. It shields against negative energy and it provides aid in coping with like panic attacks. It's great for emotional expression, self-awareness, and intuition. All these are enhanced by that. The next one is the howlite, HOWLITE. And when you get negative thoughts that consume your mind, the howlite can help you quiet them. And it comes like a whirlwind of like emotions you might be experiencing at that time. Again, I'm dealing with shadow work. I'm dealing with sexual trauma. I'm dealing with molestation, trying to get you there. So this marble-like stone allows you to process your thoughts more effectively. And it helps you to get rid of the root of your emotion, the root chakra. So a highlight helps you to increase your spiritual awareness, and it provides a deeper understanding of your innermost thoughts. It can also help reduce insomnia. Yeah, I be working on my stuff. Y'all look at the paper. The next one is like the carnelian. The carnelian is like a fiery red stone, and it's kind of like the ultimate like confidence booster. A lot of you guys won't even look at yourself in the mirror, and you need to do that. So it's really popular, like artists and performers. Carnelian brings about motivation, empowerment, strength, and all important, it's all about recovery. It's known to banish anxiety into stressful situations. It gives you courage to face your fears, and it brings joy into your life. Kind of like showing the world what you're made of, because you didn't go through all that shit for nothing. Okay. The next one is the cordialite, and that's CORDIERITE, and that's most commonly known as the lowlight. Like this crystal is like particularly helpful for abuse and trauma survivors. It's like an indigo stone that kind of gives you insight on how to cope and process traumatic experiences, and it guides you on how to move forward and clear your mind. I said low light. The iolite provides the same sense of hope, and it helps you to fight battles that you once thought that were going to be impossible for you to win, because you can get through this. Okay, I'm not saying I want everybody pussy popping on the handstand, but I do want you to be in a better place, because it did happen. And whether anybody believes you or not, it happened to you. But the responsibility of the healing is on you too. Because you can't make other people pay for stuff that didn't happen to you. And I hope this video kind of helps you. The rhodochrosite, it's RHODOCHROSIT. It's a heart chakra stone because I want you to deal with your heart. It's a powerful emotional healer. And it's like raspberry pink, and it gives us the courage to revisit the old childhood trauma with a fresh set of eyes. And to release with forgiveness and compassion. And I'm talking about the little girl in you, not necessarily the bastard who did that, okay? It also helps you to reclaim that part that might have been lost long ago due to the trauma, so you can kind of get your true self together, open up arms, and love. We are so mean-spirited. I talk about me, I'm saying me too. Because we got to deal with our shit, y'all. We got to heal. The next one I'm going to talk about is the Lepidolite, Lepidolite. Lepidolite, it's like regarded as a mood stabilizer in the crystal world, and it has the power to balance the mind and your emotion, as well as dissolve any like energy blockages. So put that shit in your pants, but put it somewhere. This stone helps reduce anxiety, anger, panic attack, depression. It replaces those feelings with gentle healing and peace, and its ability to open up the chakras to happiness and confidence, because that's important. The black obsidian. The black obsidian, I know everybody would like, that works for protection. Well, it also works for deep cleansing too, for the soul, releasing years of emotional turmoil. This stone, it protects the psyche from addiction, from anxiety, from anger. It helps you to cope with your trauma. It also, from sexual assault, it can leave you feeling lighter, grounded, open to the life path of love. The pink calcite, it's also known as the Magickal calcite, and it's like baby pink. It's very beneficial for all types of trauma as well, and it brings suppressed emotions to the surface. This could be very emotional, okay? But it stimulates those chakras from the crown to the heart, and it helps create a space for divine energy, and it promotes peace and well-being. I want y'all to do this. I would not even bring this up had I not had those calls today. And I just wanted to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Many of us, we need to recognize, accept, give it attention, some love, some healing, because that is our life force. And we have to act like that's our life force. And we got to get rid of all that other stuff and focus on this. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I gave you some couple of gems and you can use them. You can go to my website, www.magicalduchess.com. Like, subscribe, and share. Many blessings to you all.